That's crazy. Wow. That's crazy. That has never happened. Ever. That has never happened. I don't know what just happened. My whole life crashed, and I didn't read. When I came back into YouTube, it says something about the crashing and continuing. I thought it was going to go back into my live. I hit yes, and nothing happened. So I just had to come live again. That's crazy. But when I left off, I was saying, I read my Maccabees just straight. One, First Maccabees chapter 1, First Maccabees chapter 2, First Maccabees chapter 3. That's not how I was doing it when I first started coming back. But I said, okay, Lord, I'm going to do this how I felt like you did it. So for valiant to be coming up, when I just described valiant in that virtuous, and the Maccabees is always going to be different because it's always going to bring a different aspect, because this is speaking of Judas as being virtuous and valiant. And I said, Judas was a G, buddy. He was a G. They was coming after him. Like, they was coming after him because he didn't like the way things was going down in Israel. Excuse me. I mean, it was Israel all the same, but Judah and Jerusalem. He ain't like it. So him and his peoples, they broke off. We breaking off from this. And the king oils the king's horses and oils the king's men. Keep trying to come after this dude. And he be right. Say he got word of what was going on because they was getting ready to come and get him. He got word of what was going on. He got to drop on their asses. He got the drop on him. I'm going to get y'all before y'all get me. That's what Judas said. Judas was a G. It is what it is. And, okay, so the breakdown of Proverbs 12 and 4. Let's see here. I'm trying to see. Okay. So it spoke of, it calls it a portrait beautifully traced when it's speaking about Ruth. It said you either have to have power in your mind or your body. And before I could read on, I said, or both, Lord. I said, well, baby, if she got both. And then I looked down and read, and it said, or both. Power in your mind, body, or both. Let's see. You got, and I be hearing all these videos about, I've heard a lot of videos about women saying they don't want to be strong no more. And while I understand the concept of that, we don't have the opportunity not to be. We make babies. We make babies. We have the opportunity to be soft, but if you feel like, and I believe that there is somebody for any and everybody, but if you feel like you can go and change a person, the person that you want out of a person, you can't do that. But what you can do is open your mind and communicate and, look at things from a different perspective. Because you may not get to not be strong, but you may get to be soft, but you really can't do it if you're alone. It really don't work that way. You can't really say you're going to be soft or not strong and you raising children. You really don't have the option when you're alone. But if you got a crown, you is bringing shame, then you might want to be strong and hard. I'm just saying. Because would you want shame to be brought to you? Don't you want to be valued when you're married? Or you want to be valued by your spouse? So your spouse should be able to have the same thing. It's some things out here. I said I watch platforms where sometimes some of these things that men be saying make me want to cringe. But if I see truth or if I hear truth, I got to add truth to power. Like what? Power in your mind or your body or both. Truth to power. It is what it is, ladies. I'm just saying. Y'all welcome, welcome, welcome. I apologize. My jank just went away. It just went away. It just went away. I'm just like, dang. Let's see what else. It says, not simply loving, modest, loyal, but a crown to your husband. A crown is an honor to him. An honor to him that he adorns, that adorns and beautifies his life, making it joyful. And it will be a festival for both of you, it says. It will be a festival, a joyous festival. Now, if you're listening to this and you find a negative place to go about who you're going to find or how men are or anything like that, go back to that the beginning, that first part before I got off of here and listen to where I said it all starts with you, your perception. Y'all a puzzle. If you attract then what you don't want, then something in you. Man or woman. I didn't say it. Reginald Martin said it, but I have said it. I have said it. But Reginald Martin said it. So you are supposed to be, y'all are supposed to be a joyous festival. Y'all are supposed to be adding value to one another as married. I could speak about the married because I've been there. Maybe I ain't there no more. Just like I said, I've been there. I can tell you what I didn't do right to be able to tell you what you should be doing. Now, just because I did not do right, did not know that I did not, does not mean I did not know what was right. Difference between the mind and the brain. Because you might be someplace in your mind don't mean that you're not intelligent in your brain. Your mind is just in the clouds. It's gonna talk about it. It's gonna talk about it. It said, look, sometimes I pull another piece of that, some holy book. So the wisdom, I don't read in that. I don't believe that God has sent me to it, but I don't believe that God has a problem with me every now and then referring to it, which I do because it be in Strong's. So Wisdom 2:8, the son of Sirach said that his days were doubled due to a good wife. Come on now. Proverbs gonna tell you that he that finds a wife finds a good thing, so don't act like you supposed to be dragging her down to the ground and treating her like any old piece of garbage because you found a good thing and she had double to your life. You needs to be acting like that, man. She should not be waking up in tears and going to sleep in tears and always in silence in tears. Wondering where you at all the time, because that's one of the things that I didn't write down from out there that I was watching on Couples Court, because he ain't did a thing wrong. So I said she was absolutely wrong. Do not be Angela Bassetting on the men because y'all think that he cheated. Because some of these men pay a lot of money for their clothes. She knew that her man was cheating, and it was a movie. The woman done burnt her man clothes and he didn't cheat one bit. He was just tired of her overbearingness. Bringing shame, because overbearingness in the land of totally can bring shame, rottenness in his bones. He was tired of her overbearingness, and so he used to go off and go to the park and just sit with the birds. Brawling woman, rooftop, house. He'd rather be on the rooftop than with you. Making him feel like he has no joyous festival going on. And if we want to bring this back to my marriage, that's not why I'm not married. And my ex-husband will tell you that I am a handful, but he did not ask for a divorce. Which leads me to believe that had I stayed, we would still be married. But I don't believe that that is the way that God, he had to have those beautiful babies. He had to have those beautiful babies. He had to have those beautiful babies. I believe that every life matters, and I don't believe that, well, two of them he was going to have anyway. But there were three more that needed to be had. He is a daddy of seven with two that are fully adults. They old. I tell my daughters they old all the time, and they have. I think they may all be in double digits at this time, but that youngest one, if he is a double digit, which I don't think he's a double digit, I think the knee baby might just be hitting a double digit. I don't think that youngest one is a double digit. I think that one is still a one digit baby. Yes, it got babies. Him got babies. Let's see. But she that maketh shame said this is a total contrast to the virtuous woman. Says she is weak and indolent, lazy. She is lazy, she is immodest, and y'all know that I told you modesty is not particularly in the way that you dress. Modesty, that loud, brawling, that is not modest behavior. There is such thing as modest behavior. I'm gonna speak of some, because I believe, in my opinion, my opinions. I believe that we can agree though on my opinions, and that's why I didn't add some of these women to the list, because they don't fit the valiant, the virtuous, the modest. They don't fit that. They don't fit the regality of it all. Sometimes I be challenged. I might not fit it in some people's opinions. You don't just hear my name in the streets. I mean, I ain't famous, but even I'm boring. I just be telling my therapist that all the time. Let's see. Rottenness in his bones. She poisons her husband. Look, it made me think about two things when it talked about in the bones. Yeah, I almost lost my leg because I had an infection in my leg that almost reached my bone. And my doctor said if it would have reached my bone would have been dead. And a dead bone is no good in your leg. It's good as lost. It's good as lost. And then cancer in your bones. So that made me think of both of those things, because once you get cancer in your bones, you cannot get cancer out of your body. You will poison from the inside out. It also compared her, well, those were my comparisons, but the commentary compared her to a worm in a tree. It's going to eat it from the inside out. The tree will rot, messing with the worm. Excuse me, canker. Canker worms. Yeah. That is crazy. Let's see. Says she deprives him of his strength and his vigor. She is far from a helpmate. You know, that's what Adam was called to. A helpmate. Excuse me, Adam was given a helpmate. She is far from a helpmate. It says, as a worm in a tree, so an evil woman destroyeth a man. And that wasn't biblical. That's just something, I forget where it came. It came from a place, but I told you everything that's in Strong's is not from the Bible. Excuse me. Says that virtuous woman, Gills explains her as loving, chaste, constant, faithful, obsequious, servile. I don't really like servile. Servile can, because I go to, because it's going to say it. Servile, obedience, eager to please, excessively, submissive. Submissive, look up the verse. Submit ye one to another. I understand that it tells us to submit. It also says submit ye one to another. And there's no different definition. Submission means basically that you're going to listen. If I have something that's for your betterment and you don't want to listen, then I can't add value to your life. Adding value to your life is not just about cooking and cleaning and taking care of your children. It's not. It's not. And anybody that thinks anything other than that is living in the land of totally. Must I know how to pick and choose my battles when I'm going to speak to you because I know that you're the man and you're supposed to lead? Yeah, probably. Yeah. But servile might mean, then I ain't going to say nothing. Servile might mean, and look, I forget who said it, but one of the podcasters I watch, and I say it about the young lady from Corey Holcomb. She say things, but she step lightly. But whoever I was watching was saying it about Melissa Ford. Like they the women, they not gonna have a certain type of, those are the certain type of women that they're gonna have on their podcast because of the type of men that they are, period. Let's see. It says keeps good order and decorum of the servants. The true church of Christ. So women, ladies and mans, because Christ upheld the job too. So please don't just ever take yourself out of this. Love her like Christ loved the church. Christ listened to the people because he sat with them and he ate with them. Tell him how to do what the Father, the Most High God, has sent him to do. Those are the ones he didn't really rock with, but he knew how. He knew how to have the utmost valor, strength, grace, regality. Yes, because men are regal too. Denzel, James Earl Jones, and yes, these are all things that people may put, you know what I'm saying, forward. But I'm saying that because you don't hear their names in the street. They trying to call Denzel name in the street now on YouTube for something, I think. I heard somebody say something about Denzel. I think maybe being associated with one of Puffy's parties, maybe. I don't know, but for the most part, you don't hear Denzel. Denzel had to do a whole training day before he could get some clout as far as doing something different. Like, before he could even get an Oscar. Like, for the most part, you see men, you see men and women that don't just be all the time in the camera. For negativity is what I'm saying. They have, as far as we know, they have good, high moral character. Let's see. Resistant to sin, temptation, error, heresy, and idolatry unto blood. And that's not to say that you're going to be perfect. Because guess what? We're going to talk about Noah in a minute. You're not going to be perfect. High character never meant perfection. Nobody could be perfect. Nobody could be perfect. And anybody that act like they perfect and think they perfect is probably the very most imperfect person on the inside. Because they trying to put out they see in the mask and the mirror seeing them. Period. Let's see. Says, make ashamed by levity and wantonness. Wantonness is not wanting to be controlled. Levity is, I said we were going to get here, lightness of mind, your mind in the skies. Lightness of mind, character, of behavior. And I say modest behavior. Look of appropriate seriousness, lack of appropriate seriousness or earnestness. You don't take nothing serious. Nothing is serious. How you ready to be a crown to a man if you don't take anything serious? What y'all gonna have one big joke of a marriage? I mean, I'm just asking a question. I don't know. Let's see here. Says negligent, slothful. Again, that's just another word for lazy. Said he is ashamed to be seen with her or ashamed to let anybody know that that is his woman. Now, you are a rottenness to him, a constant grief to his mind, pressure on his spirit, waste on his body, waste of his body, consumption of his estate, a wasting of his body, consumption of his estate. Now I'm just gonna read this straight from the commentaries. Rome professes to be this. Catch it! I'm gonna start again because this is about coming out of any oppressions. Rome professes to be the spouse of Christ, has made him ashamed of her, like Jezebel. Seduces his servants. Seduces his servants. Now, we do have to allow ourselves to be seduced now. We have to allow ourselves. Can't nobody do what we don't allow. But seduces his servants to fornication or idolatry. By doctrines and superstitions. Eats like a cankerworm the vitals of religion. We are not supposed to be following the Roman Church. Now, Noah. Noah was devoted. He was rarely reproved. Remember when I said I wasn't a disobedient child? Like, I didn't get in trouble with my mom a lot. Noah was rarely reproved. What? Oh, I had looked up devoted when I first went and put devoted in Strong's. The first definition that came up was a definition that was speaking about devotion in a wicked way. This definition of devoted, it has more of positivity, whereas the other one was really wicked and all of it was wicked. But this one has more of positivity, but it goes in because it's a very close number to the one that was speaking about wicked, but it does go in and mention devotion. Anything wherever there's good, there is evil. We're not even gonna say not good. Wherever there's good, there's evil. And the longer that we think that we can really separate the two, wheat and tear, wheat and tear, wheat and tear. Wheat and tear, baby, wheat and tear. We's all here. We's all here and there's a purpose. We gon' yeah. Noah was devoted and God justified him. Why? Because God looked at him and saw that he was devoted. He had exceptional character. He was the greatest drunk there ever was. Now, because he was a drunk after the ark. Which means he probably was a drunk before the ark. Which means he had to be a drunk while the God was saying he had exceptional character. I keep trying to tell y'all sometimes the people that I hang around that do things like that, many times, they are much better people as far as character is concerned than the people that I hang around that do the God. Seps chai. And I say about them a lot of times, oh, you can tell that they know God. But a lot of the people that turn their nose down at them, they see the mask in the mirror, see them. They see the mask in the mirror, see them. You might want to try to take that mask off sometimes. You might can see clearly. Noah was the greatest drunk there ever was. Said he had great character. This is Gills. Great character. Inherited, preached, and lived the faith. He inherited, preached, and lived the faith while he was on the nip. While he was on the nip. God justified Moses, drunk Moses, on the nip Moses, and said he was of high moral character. So much so that he justified him and told him, take two of everything. Go ahead, he set that joke up like a mug. Take two of everything. Take your peoples, take they peoples, take your peoples and your peoples. Take the animals, take the clean animals and the dirty ones. It all serves a purpose when we come back out this boat. Take oils with you. If Moses was a drunk, and I say I got a Mini 3000 for good, bad, and indifferent, what do you think about some of them boys? You know, they try to say that Ham was the black sheep anyway. He was not good. When that's what they try to be saying about Ham. But did God know about Ham when he put Ham on that boat and told Moses, take your peoples with you too, because you were so righteous, take your peoples. Anything Ham did, God knew before God put him on that boat. Nah, it's ours. Says that was seen, known. He gave him a 3. My pastor liked to do 3s. So he inherited, preached, and lived the faith. And it was seen, known, and acknowledged by God as righteous, in spite of his drinking. I need y'all to catch it. Because I hear so much of, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't have sex. But you is real hypocritical. You is real mean. You is real boastful. You is real conceited. Or let me change that, vain. You is real all them things. Some of them is combined. But you don't drink, you don't smoke, you don't have sex though. Moses drank. And I'm not condoning it because God tells us don't do anything in excess. But all that I'm saying is Moses was drunk and God blessed him. Moses had a personal, up close and personal relationship with God that did not base it on religion, which God does not like. And God saw him as faithful. Show me in there where it said Moses stopped drinking or anything like that. And you could be telling me something other than that. I've been drinking. I don't own the rights to that music. But Beyonce does. I think. I don't know. If she owns, I don't know who be owning the rights to this music. I be doing, I don't. You ain't know them rights and stuff. I'm just saying. Not by the works of law, but by the righteousness of Christ. Blessed to be righteous in the world so sadly corrupt. You're blessed to be righteous. You blessed to be rarely reproved. Righteous don't mean all the way right. Righteous mean you learning how to be rarely reproved. When we get mature, we want our children to learn how to be rarely reproved. If we teach them, some of us don't even give them an opportunity to even learn. We want them to get it instantaneously, and yet we go back and forth with D-God. I'm just saying. Now, what I wanted to do, ladies, was just give y'all some examples. Because We talking about talking about having a crown on, and I'm watching couples court, paternity court. I think one of both. It was a young lady on both. Both of those young ladies, the one up and moved from one state to another, and she was nothing but honest with the judge, said, I didn't have nobody, because he said she moved real quick, and she tried to make it seem like she did. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. He came down there for a little while. Judge said, well, how long did he stay down there? A few months, and then you moved back with him after a few months? And he told her that that might not be the best thing to do. Now, I didn't see how it came out, but I said all of that to say this young lady was very broken. You saw her go into broken states while she was on the show. The judge spoke with her about it. She spoke to her from a mother's aspect. Both of these young ladies got spoke to from the judge, and they let them know they were going to speak to him from a motherly aspect. Both of them. Because she was going back and forth with trying to be this big person and walking in. She done tried to move the ex-boyfriend and his new girlfriend into the house. The judge was like, what's wrong with that? The new boyfriend was like, because they was having threesomes together. I said, well, dang, she was trying to move the crew up in there. And she did it. And he moved out. And her and the ex started doing things and stuff. And the girl got upset and said because her and the ex were doing things and stuff alone, like the boyfriend felt like it was going to happen. But when you're broken and you think that's what you want, I'm hearing too much. That's what Boss Man said. Y'all go check out Boss Man on TikTok now, BOSSMAN. He was young when he was thinking about that 50-50. Y'all young and y'all just thinking all y'all want to do is I don't even know who this chick was. Go check out the chick that said that she want the man to just pull out his schlong first thing when she, can I say schlong on YouTube? I don't know, but I don't like ping. She want him to whip out his schlong first thing she meet him. Why? Is that crown behavior? Or you might be, now if you don't, like I said, if this ain't for you, don't catch it. If you ain't somebody out there that wants to be a wife at some point in time. But these wives that I'm about to name off to you, I can't imagine that they ever walked up and said that they want to see their husband schlong before they got married. I can't even imagine that they walked around telling people their booty hole was brown. Y'all want me to get us? I can't imagine they walked around telling people that they can make Sprite cans disappear in their mouth. What y'all say? Now I'm going to read some of these names off to y'all. Then I'm going to get out your face. Open your book the right way. Felicia Rashad. Angela Bassett. And these are long-standing marriages. Victoria Beckham, Erica Campbell, Rita Wilson, that's Tom Hanks' wife, Faith Hill, that's Tim McGraw. Well, you know Faith Hill, she a celebrity in and of herself, but that's Tim McGraw's wife. Beyonce, I don't care what you feel about her. I don't care if you feel she Illuminati. I don't care if you think that whatever you may think about Beyonce. What you do not see is her in these streets acting the ass. And she carries herself with class. All of the, Sasha, that's her, you're a celebrity, you have an ego. You have a persona. Excuse me, you have a persona. Everybody has an ego. You put on a persona when you come out there to do your performance. Sarah Jessica Parker, that's Matthew Broderick's wife. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Don't get me, you know Sarah Jessica Parker? No, that's Carrie. Sarah Jessica Gellar. Excuse me, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Freddie Prinze Jr., that's her husband. Jessica Alba. Penelope Cruz, Meryl Streep, and Pamela Mann. Those were just a few of the women that I ran across. Some of them I came up on my own, and I went and I Googled some long-standing celebrity marriages, since we like the aesthetic of the world that we see on TV. Hello, beautiful. Are you wearing your crown? Are you ready to put your crown on? If you're wearing your crown, are you wearing it straight? Are you adding value? Are you in a joyous festival? If you're preparing to put your crown on, what steps are you taking to be better, beautiful? Come on, check out this video and find out what that crown is about. I love you, beautiful. Sylvia's out.